David Lewis joins us today. David, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having
We
me.
absolutely. We kind of crossed paths a couple weeks ago at the Texas Music and Radio Awards in Arlington, but we didn't really have a chance to sit down and talk. So I'm glad we have that opportunity now.
Yeah, me too.
David Lewis has got a new song that's just about ready to enter the top 30 in Texas Regional Radio called Ain't Gonna Change Me. And we're looking forward to your Nebraska debut Saturday night at Joe's Honky-Tonk in Kearney. Are you excited about your first show in the Cornhusker State?
Man, I am excited. I haven't been to that part of the country yet, so I'm really excited. I don't know what to expect. A lot of people told me flatlands, a lot of corn maybe.
There is if you're on I-80. It's pretty flat. You got to go north or south to find the hills.
I gotcha. Well, cool, man. I am excited. It's going to be a long trek for us this weekend, but an exciting one at that. So,
well, for those of us in Nebraska that maybe haven't caught a David Lewis show before, and I assume that would be quite a few, what do you bring to everybody? What can they expect?
Man, I think you can expect high energy. We love just tearing it up on stage, having fun, make sure everyone else is having fun. You can expect real country music. So, yes, sir.
I love to hear that. Now, I've heard rumors that you're a pretty solid guitar player too. Tell me how you got started on the guitar.
Well, man, when I was 6 years old, my dad brought home a guitar from work one day, and he wanted to learn. And when he brought it home, I was like, "What is this thing?" And when he would go off to work every day, I was still young enough where I could just learn basic chords on the guitar with this big book of chords that we had. And a lot of people told me all you need to know is 3 chords and you can play 1,000 songs. And I was like, well, that's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to, start out by learning 3 chords, and started in church, sang in the congregation forever, and then joined the worship team, which then built my skill, as a guitar player. And junior high, they needed a lead guitar player. And I was like, what is that? And so then I started looking up how to play lead and what that means. And then in high school, I got into the chicken picking stuff, the Brad Paisley, Brent Mason, Ricky Skaggs, just all those guys. So that's kind of how my guitar journey was.
Now, in those days when you were learning the chicken picking, I mean, how much time were you spending on that to get that down? Because to me, that looks insanely difficult.
Every day, for sure. And that's what anyone who asked me, like, how do you play lead? And when I was asking that question in high school, people were like, just give it time, like just keep practicing. I'm like, well, that doesn't help at all. Like, I want black and white, like this is exactly what you got to do. And it really was just doing stuff that doesn't make sense and things that don't sound good, but every now and then you'll hit something that's like, oh, that was cool. And so just kind of build off of that. Now, I will say YouTube helped a lot, just learning solos and what other people did, and then just kind of making my own sound out of what they did. So
now, at what point did the musicianship on the guitar kind of transition into artistry? And do you write your songs too?
I do. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, and songwriting, when did that come into the picture?
Man, I tried to write a couple songs when I was really young, but they were a little rough. And I didn't start taking it serious until high school, I think. And my first album that I released in 2019, that's when I graduated high school. So all those songs on the album I wrote in high school, and that's when I started to kind of take it more serious.
Very good. David Lewis joins us. Let's talk a little bit about your new single, Ain't Gonna Change Me. Is this one of the songs you wrote?
Not in high school, but yes, I did write. It was a couple years ago. Yes, sir.
Tell me about how this song came together.
Oh man, well, I I started with a melody. I was actually on a plane to Nashville, and I had this melody stuck in my head. And then as soon as I landed, got in the Uber, went to the hotel, and that night just started writing the song. And the melody I kind of had was more of a fun, like, just something kind of started as a goofy thing. And I started writing, about girls who've never seen hay bales and I don't wear skinny jeans and stuff like that. And I was kind of writing it as a joke, honestly. And then I brought it home to my wife, and I showed her kind of what I'd been working on. I wrote some other tunes up there, but this one I was kind of excited about because it was something different, you know, and I was really pushing my boundaries as far as like sound and like what I'm writing about. And I showed it to her, and she thought it was hilarious and a great idea. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to run with this then. And, you know, I think it's now it's kind of been a staple of my music and what my career is and where it's going. And it's that, you know, the way I was raised on a ranch, and with certain values, and those are things that I don't want people to change about me. And that's something that I always want to keep.
Well, you're coming to farm and ranch country, so I'm sure that folks that haven't heard the song, they're going to find something in it that they can grab a hold of and probably relate to.
Yeah.
Which so you said when you were writing this song, it started with a melody. Is that typically the case in your songwriting, being a guitar player, or is it a phrase?
Man, it happens both ways for me. There's been multiple cases where it starts out as a melody, and I'll be on my voice memos and humming a tune, and then I'll save it to my favorites or whatever. But then I have a lot of sayings and phrases that I put in my notes. So sometimes it just matches up perfectly. Where it's like that melody would fit perfectly with this phrase. And sometimes I take a phrase and I'm like, well, let me try and write a melody to that, you know. So it happens both ways for me.
Well, check out the new song, Ain't Gonna Change Me, from David Lewis. He's going to be on stage in Nebraska for the first time Saturday at Joe's Honky-Tonk. You'll be able to get tickets at the door. Does it make you nervous to go into a new venue at all, David?
And not really. Not really.
That's good. Well, we are looking forward to Saturday night. We'd love to see a great big crowd out on the dance floor as David and his band takes the stage. So thanks so much for taking a little time to talk with us today, David.
Absolutely. Thanks.